What's up? Today we talk about the Gen 13 cartoon movie. I'm gonna be really honest. I did read a few of the comic books, but I wasn't like a major fan of this comic book. Because there's been so much, like Marvel ripoffs. Let's be real. But Image did a good job on that. But Gen 13, I don't know. But for some reason, I wasn't really a major fan of it. The best way to, I mean, describe Gen 13 was like they were like Image slash Wildstorm version of the New Mutants. And I'm not saying the comic book was bad or anything. It was I don't know. I just can't get into it. But when I heard there was a cartoon movie based on it, I had a hard time getting this back in the days. I saw this long ago. So it was on YouTube. Was actually nice enough to upload the movie though, by the way. But when I first saw it, there was some comic book store that actually sold like the bootleg version of it. I don't really think it had an official release. I think you can only get this in comic book convention or comic book stores, to be honest with you. But anyway, as for the cartoon movie, I thought it was good. I actually enjoyed the cartoon movie, even though for someone that did not really pay too much attention on the comic books. But this is let me say what this movie's about. This movie's about this young girl named Fairchild. She was a baby when her parents got killed. Her brother was trying to escape from the government. They captured the brother, but the baby was like in the ocean, like in the river, and later in the story, you find out that she was found by the friend of the father and pretty much gave her to the uncle. Later in the story, you'll find out about that. But the child grew up. She was like a college student. Some guy from the government approached her about joining this program. She decides to join this program, and like she has like special needs. For the program about children or teenagers with special needs, pretty much. And they teach her how to fight. Educate about martial arts and educate about her skills and stuff. And later on, you find out that she found out about her father. He was like a Vietnam soldier. He ended up having powers. One of the guards saw her snoop around the computer, and her and her friends had to fight the security guards in the government base. And one of the security guards like hit her pretty much. And like I said, that's when she started fighting them off with the help of her friends, because she ended up getting like super strength, kicking the security guard's ass pretty much. And you find out about some characters like Threshold, for example, who was running this operation with this Russian lady. And as the kids are like on the run pretty much from the government, two of her friends got captured, and then she has to go back and save her friends, battling the government out. And while she saved her friends, she was fighting one of the female leaders of the project. She had like claws like Lady Deathstrike, pretty much like similar to Lady Deathstrike's weapon for when it comes to the Marvel side of it. But this is the Image Wildstorm version of a New Mutants X-Men type of thing. But she had to find Fairchild. Fairchild was able to defeat her, and her friends was able to escape. But then Threshold comes in, and they start like find Threshold. And before that, Threshold was like torturing the two kids, trying to make them talk about Fairchild escapes, and try to go back to save them later on. One of them was able to manifest his powers, and he had like this power to control different elements, and use it as strength. And later in the movie, the second girl with the punk haircut, I don't know, I forgot her name, sorry, but she ended up having powers like levitation, kind of like Jean Grey type of power. But anyway, to fast forward, they would find Threshold, great fight scene battle, as three teenagers, it was find Threshold. Once they defeat Threshold, Fairchild was about to kill him. One of the government members who wanted to put a stop to the program came to Caitlin, aka Fairchild, and tell her about her situation, and about you don't want to like Threshold should fight her, and she should fight Threshold because you find out that Threshold was actually Fairchild's brother, the brother that actually carried the child, and while they got on the helicopter, Threshold decided to stay and stop these rumbling mountains, and like protect Fairchild. He pushed away to the helicopter where she could be safe. And as for the Russian like scientist who was leading the program, she took some of the bodies in the incubator, like in the tank, and escaped with the some of the survivors of the government program, so that she could continue her research. And she blew up the building. Lynch, who was like the friend of the father who died in the beginning part of the movie, told Fairchild, if you want to be part of his program to use your powers for good, he will teach them, and Fairchild want to know more about father, and eventually he's gonna tell her more about her dad, you know. And pretty much that was the end of the movie. There are more team members in Gen 13, but it looks like due to time reason, all the characters was not more characters were not introduced. Rainmaker was in this cartoon movie, but only like a little short appearances with Rainmaker, you know. But you know, like I said, if they ever did a sequel to this, which they had opportunity to, maybe it could lead up to that. But you know, check the comic books if you're a fan of it. But besides that, as a guy who have a little knowledge of Gen 13, I actually enjoyed the cartoon movie. I thought it was good. You know, maybe one day, who knows, maybe they might do a TV series on it. You know, come on, you know, comic book movies are popular now, like really popular now. So maybe all these independent comic book characters, you know, like strong female, like Lady Death might get a better movie. And not only a better cartoon movie, but maybe a better live action movie, like a live action movie, excuse me. And all, you know, like maybe comic book movies now will pave ways for independent characters. That's like my little thoughts on little bonus talk. But all in all, check out Gen 13. Peace, guys. See you later.